Here is evidence that Crocodile is the Vegeta of One Piece. What do you mean? One Piece is full of cool villains and anti-heroes. How can you say Crocodile stands out as a rival to the main character? Well, in this scientific essay, I will put that Crocodile is the main rival of the supreme fire god Luffy. Where do we start to inquire about the similarities? At the beginning, their first encounter has an underlying plot beneath the fist exchange. The rookie versus the veteran, the newcomer versus the renowned elite. Vegeta's first appearance has about the same energy Crocodile had. Both had bravado and took their opponents lightly, barely even worth their time. Just another bug to crush in their way to each ultimate goal. The issue didn't lie in their goals themselves, overthrowing Frieza and obtaining Pluton to establish a strong nation, but in the total disregard these two had for anyone who will get in their way, or any civilian who might get caught in the crossfire, or for fancies. This, of course, wasn't something the main good dude could just let go. So what? Every other villain has had some sort of issue with the good guy, and Luffy being young means that every villain he faces is a veteran. That's true, yet after this encounter, other villains stopped viewing Luffy as a rookie. Some of his fiercest opponents, like Doflamingo and Kaido, acknowledged Ultra Supreme Fire God Luffy as a legitimate threat. Furthermore, both of these fights unfold in back and forth phases. The initial confrontation reveals the disparity between the two, prompting the protagonist to resort to an underhanded trick. This tactic forces the villain to reveal a powerful technique, which allows them to gain the upper hand once again. And don't tell me Goku doesn't count, because he was saved by his friends, when Luffy was rescued by One Piece's best character. Important fights are always a struggle in one way or another, and Crocodile's encounter isn't much different from other significant battles. Crocodile is the first real threat that Luffy faces, and after their fight, circumstances align for these one's fierce opponents to team up. In Dragon Ball, Frieza and his forces pose such a significant threat that Goku and Vegeta had to join forces. Similarly, in One Piece, escaping from the prison was a monumental task that required both Luffy and Crocodile to work together. Both of these alliances are built on shaky ground, yet they succeed despite their complicated dynamics, often jostling between cooperation and conflict. The comparison between Crocodile and Vegeta goes beyond their conflicts and personal battles. It also lies in their complexity and capacity for change. Both characters are introduced as cruel, powerful, and cold adversaries, but as the story unfolds, their vulnerabilities begin to emerge. Over time, Vegeta starts to warm up to life on Earth and forms a peaceful family, a significant transformation in his character. Crocodile's past is hinted at, but not fully revealed yet. I believe his line, "I never trusted anyone," isn't just an edgy statement thrown in for effect. It suggests that something significant happened in his past, causing him to close himself off and create an organization where its members did not know each other at all. And after the Alabasta saga, everything seemed hopeless for him when his plans failed. I hypothesize that this marks the first major change in Crocodile. The members of his organization, whom he had selected solely based on cold ruthlessness, risked their lives to save him and the other members. Aware that he was the primary target of the government, Crocodile rejected the opportunity to escape and instead chose to go to prison to reflect on his situation. The white mustache war provided him with the perfect opportunity to settle an old grudge, but upon seeing his former adversary in such a poor condition, Crocodile resisted everything once again. Now, this doesn't serve as conclusive proof that he has changed or that he can be redeemed. However, it is evident that he already has. During the conflict, Crocodile states that he couldn't team up with Doflamingo because he did not consider anyone an equal. Yet, after the war and some time, he reached out to Mihawk to propose a partnership as equals. This signifies that he has changed, even if the extent of that change has not yet been fully revealed. He is not the same as he was before, and the similarities do not end there. Rivalry has a same goal conflict undertone. The best chess player and the best Go player are not rivals. Goku and Vegeta seek to be the strongest, but after their first encounter, there is a reason for Luffy and Crocodile to fight again. But there is the same dream. Wait, Luffy wants to be Pirate King, and Crocodile wants to establish a strong nation. Are you serious? The thing is, during the Miss Golden Week escape mini arc, it was revealed that Crocodile's true dream was to become Pirate King. However, after a bitter defeat at the hands of White Mustache, he abandoned that dream. Currently, Crocodile and Mihawk are just chilling. But thanks to a certain Emperor of the Sea, he's back. on the search of the One Piece. Crocodile and Luffy are likely to fight again, similar to how Goku and Vegeta clashed for the second time. In that scenario, Vegeta is in denial about his personal growth, and likewise, Crocodile is in denial about his own dreams. In this conflict, they won't just exchange blows, but also arguments. Just as Goku helped Vegeta accept his new self, Luffy is going to remind Crocodile of his long-lost dream. Additionally, just as Goku and Vegeta are both Saiyans, Luffy and Crocodile are both Devil Fruit users. Am I the only one noticing the similarity between these panels? That's a lot of speculation, don't you think? Well, yes, and I would like to wager that S. Croc's Devil Fruit is going to be Robin's Devil Fruit or just the same Sun Devil Fruit.